The roots exploded from the ground and wrapped around Princess Amara's
I
ankle.
will not let you go!
Father! King Adisa grabbed her hand. Hold on! Another root smashed through the palace courtyard. Amara screamed. Father! It's pulling me! I won't let it take you! The root tightened. Then why does it know my name? The king froze. From the darkness beyond the palace walls came a woman's voice. Adisa. The king's face went pale. Amara stared at him. Who is that? The voice came again. You promised. Amara looked at her father. What did you promise? Don't ask questions. Run. How can I run when you're holding me? The king looked at the root around her leg. Then he did something that broke his daughter's heart. He released her. Father. The forest dragged Amara backward. Amara. She disappeared between the trees, and the king fell to his knees. But before we discover why a king would sacrifice his own daughter, we must return 21 years earlier. The kingdom of Aderan was dying. The rivers were shrinking. The crops were failing. Children were starving. Every morning, King Adisa received another report of death. One evening, he entered the council chamber. How many died today? The chief advisor lowered his head. 47. The king gripped his throne. And the farms? Nothing will grow. The neighboring kingdoms? They refuse to help. Adisa stood. Then what am I supposed to do? Nobody answered. Finally, Elder Ose spoke. There is one place we haven't asked. Adisa looked at him. Where? The Forbidden Forest. The room became silent. Adisa's expression hardened. Never mention that place again. Ose didn't move. You know what lives there. Leave. Your Majesty, leave. Everyone left except Ose. The old man looked at the king. The forest does not give without taking. Adisa stared at him. I said leave. Ose walked away. That night, Adisa found his pregnant wife, Queen Nala, awake. You're troubled, she said. Our people are dying. And what will you do? I'll save them. How? Adisa hesitated. The forest. Nala immediately sat upright. No. Listen. No, Adisa. I cannot watch children die. You know the stories. Stories won't feed them. Neither will a curse. Adisa stared at her. Nala took his hand. Promise me you won't go. He said nothing. Adisa, I promise. But before dawn, the king entered the forbidden forest alone. The deeper Adisa walked, the colder it became. Then he heard a baby crying. He followed the sound and found a woman standing beneath a giant tree. Her face was hidden beneath long black hair. Who are you? Adisa asked. The woman lifted her head. Her eyes were completely black. Why have you come? I need help. Kings always need something. My kingdom is dying. Because your people took from the forest. Adisa frowned. I came for a bargain. The woman smiled. Then make one. What do you want? She stepped closer. Your first daughter. Adisa's heart stopped. My child hasn't even been born. Then you have time to change your mind. And if I refuse, your kingdom dies. Adisa stared at her. What will you give me? Rain. He said nothing. Full rivers. Still nothing. Living crops. Adisa swallowed. My people survive. Yes. And my daughter? On her 21st birthday, she comes to me. The king stepped backward. Why 21? Because by then, she will understand what her father did. Adisa's face tightened. Give me another price. There is no other price. He thought about the starving children. He thought about Nala. He thought about the baby inside her. Then he made the decision that would haunt him forever. Agreed. The woman held out her hand. Adisa touched it. The forest shook. The woman whispered, Your daughter is mine. 3 days later, rain fell across Aderan. The rivers rose. The farms became green. People danced in the streets. The kingdom celebrated its king. And that same week, Queen Nala gave birth to a daughter, Amara. Adisa held his newborn child. She opened her eyes. He smiled. But then he remembered the bargain. His smile disappeared. Nala noticed. What is wrong? Nothing. You're looking at her like you've seen a ghost. Adisa hugged his daughter. She is beautiful. Nala smiled. Then why are you afraid? The king said nothing. Deep inside the forest, something whispered, Amara. 21 years passed. Princess Amara became brave, intelligent, and deeply loved by her people. She often visited the villages, she trained with soldiers, she rode horses, but she was forbidden from entering the northern forest. Whenever she asked why, her father became angry. One afternoon, Amara returned from hunting. Father, Adisa looked up. I found something strange near the northern fields. What? A tree. The king stood immediately. What kind of tree? Black bark, white leaves. Adisa's face changed. Did you touch it? No. Did it speak? Amara stared. How did you know? The king walked toward her. What did it say? It called my name. Adisa grabbed her shoulders. Did you answer? No. Good. Amara pulled away. Father, what is happening? Nothing. You're lying. Go to your room. I am 21, not 12. Amara. She stared at him, then quietly asked, Why are you afraid? The king couldn't answer. That night, Amara heard tapping at her window. Tap, tap, tap. She approached. Nobody stood outside, but a white leaf lay on the windowsill. Amara touched it. A whisper entered her mind. 21. She dropped it. Who are you? The voice returned. Ask your father. The next morning, Amara confronted the king. Who is the forest spirit? Adisa froze. Who told you that? The forest. Queen Nala dropped a cup. It shattered. Amara looked at her mother. Mother? Nala's eyes filled with tears. Amara turned back to her father. What did you promise? Amara, what did you promise? Nothing. Don't lie. Adisa looked away. Amara's voice cracked. You promised something to that spirit. Nala began crying. Amara stared at her. Mother, tell me. Nala couldn't speak. Amara looked at the king. Did you promise me? Adisa's eyes filled with tears. Yes. The room went silent. Amara stepped backward. To whom? The forest. For what? The king couldn't answer. For what? To save the kingdom. Amara laughed bitterly. So you sold me? No. You promised me before I was born. I was trying to save thousands. You saved them with my life. I thought I could find another way. When? The king remained silent. Amara's tears fell. Was I ever your daughter? Don't say that. Was I? You are my daughter. No. She pointed at him. I was your payment. Then she ran. That night, Queen Nala confronted her husband. You promised our daughter. I know. You knew for 21 years. I was going to break the bargain. When? Adisa looked away. Nala shook her head. You didn't know how. I was afraid. You were not afraid of the spirit. She stepped closer. You were afraid of losing your crown. Adisa shouted. I saved this kingdom. You sacrificed our daughter. Before he could respond, the palace shook. Boom. They looked outside. Roots were breaking through the courtyard. Trees were growing through stone. Soldiers screamed. Then a voice rolled across the kingdom. Adisa, the king whispered. She has come. The palace gates exploded. The forest spirit entered. She no longer looked human. Branches grew from her back. Vines covered her arms. Her eyes were black. She looked at Amara. Come. Queen Nala stepped between them. No. The spirit looked at Adisa. You promised. I'll give you anything else. You gave me your word. Take me. You are not the payment. Adisa dropped to his knees. Please. The spirit pointed at Amara. She belongs to me. Amara stepped forward. Why? The spirit stared at her. Because your father promised you. That isn't what I asked. The spirit smiled. What do you want to know? Why me? The spirit turned toward the king. Tell her. Adisa shook his head. The spirit spoke instead. Your family stole this land. Amara frowned. What? Your ancestors burned sacred forests and killed their guardians. She looked at her father. Is that true? Adisa whispered. Yes. You knew. I knew the old stories. And you still made the bargain. I had no choice. Amara's voice rose. You always had a choice. The spirit stepped closer. Your royal family created the debt. Amara stared at her. Then take them. The spirit smiled. Your father offered you willingly. Amara turned. Is that true? Adisa began crying. I thought I was saving you from a worse world. You didn't save me. She pointed toward the kingdom. You saved yourself. No! You chose the crown over your daughter. The king lowered his head. Amara wiped her tears. Then she faced the spirit. Fine. Nala grabbed her. Amara, no. Amara gently removed her mother's hands. If I go, will you leave my kingdom alone? The spirit nodded. Yes. And my parents. They will live. Amara looked at her father. He couldn't look at her. She took one step toward the forest, then another. Then she stopped. Something wasn't right. She turned. You said I belong to you. Yes. Then why do you need my permission? The spirit went silent. Amara's eyes narrowed. My father promised you. Yes, but he cannot promise my life. The spirit's face darkened. Do not test me. You can't take me unless I choose to go. You are bound by blood. No. Amara stepped backward. My father made the promise. Not me. The forest began shaking. The spirit screamed. Your bloodline owes me. Amara shouted back. Then collect from the person who made the debt. She pointed at King Adisa. The king looked at her. Amara, you chose. The spirit's roots exploded toward her. Queen Nala screamed, but Amara didn't run. She stared into the spirit's eyes. I will not pay for my father's sin. The roots stopped inches from her body. The spirit stared at her. Then something unexpected happened. It stepped backward. Amara noticed. You can't take me. The spirit's eyes burned. Not yet. The king looked up. What does that mean? The spirit smiled. Your family has made more promises. Adisa's face went pale. No. The spirit turned toward the forest. Break one chain, and the others tighten. Then she disappeared. The roots withdrew. The palace became silent. Amara turned toward her father. What did she mean? Adisa didn't answer. Father. Still nothing. What other promises? Queen Nala looked at him. Adisa? The king sat down. There were kings before me. Amara stared. How many? 3. And they made bargains too. Yes. With the forest? Adisa shook his head. No. His voice trembled. With things older than the forest. Amara felt cold. What did they promise? The king looked at her. I don't know everything. Tell me what you know. The first king promised a daughter. Amara's face changed. The second promised a son. Nala covered her mouth. And the third? Adisa looked toward the forest. The third promised the crown. Amara whispered. What does that mean? I don't know. Then a white leaf floated through the broken palace window. It landed at Amara's feet. She picked it up. Dark veins began forming words. One debt is broken. Amara's hands trembled. Another line appeared. 3 remain. Nala whispered. Drop it. Amara couldn't move. The final words appeared. And one has already been collected. The leaf burst into flames. Amara dropped it. Then a voice came from outside. Amara! She froze. Her father stood. Don't answer. The voice came again. Amara! She looked at the palace doors. Who is that? Adisa grabbed her arm. I don't know. The voice laughed. Then it whispered. Your father promised me something too. Amara looked at Adisa. What? The king's face went completely white. Don't listen. What did you promise? Amara, we have to leave. What did you promise? The palace doors slowly opened. Beyond them stood a figure, tall, motionless. 2 pale eyes stared from the darkness. The figure smiled and whispered, You. Amara stepped backward. The king pulled her behind him. The figure moved closer. One promise was made to the forest. Another step. Another was made to the river. Another. And another was made beneath the throne. Amara stared at her father. Father. Adisa was shaking. The creature stopped. Then it said, Your family did not build a kingdom. Amara's breathing stopped. It built a prison. The palace shook. The creature raised one hand, and every torch in the palace went out. In the darkness, Amara heard her father's voice. Run. She grabbed his hand. Not without you. Amara, run. But then the creature whispered. Too late. The palace doors slammed shut, and from beneath the throne came the sound of something scratching its way upward. Amara stared at the darkness. "Father!" Adisa squeezed her hand. "I am sorry." The scratching became louder. "What is under the throne?" The king began to cry. "The first promise." Amara looked at him. "What first promise?" Adisa whispered. "The one my ancestors were never supposed to break." The throne cracked. Something beneath it breathed. Amara screamed, and the creature in the darkness laughed. 21 years earlier, King Adisa had believed he was sacrificing one child to save an entire kingdom. He was wrong. He had not ended the old curse. He had only awakened it. And now, Amara understood the terrible truth. Her father had not made the first promise. He had inherited it. But unlike the kings before him, Amara had a choice. She could run. She could forgive her father. Or she could enter the darkness beneath the throne and discover exactly what her family had been hiding for generations. And somewhere beneath the palace, something was waiting for her. If you were Amara, would you forgive your father after discovering he sacrificed you to save the kingdom? Or would you make him pay for the promise he made? Tell us in the comments. And if you enjoyed this story, subscribe to the Fable Throne, like this video, and turn on notifications. Because the next tale may reveal what was waiting beneath King Adisa's throne. Until then, remember, a promise made by one generation can become a curse carried by another. And sometimes, the person who saves the kingdom is the same person who awakens its darkest secret.